Alright guys, name is Tyler, aka Nanogenix, and today guys, we are talking about 10 brand new Dokkan Awakens coming to the JP version of Dokkan Battle. And for those of you that always ask, it's usually you can expect this content to be on global within 5 to 6 months after it releases on the JP version. Also, a huge shout out to the Dokkan subreddit, because that is where I saw it officially. I saw it over on Twitter and I was like, hold up, what? And so I went and checked the subreddit. Someone had posted over there about it as well. So I'll put a link down in the description. You guys can go check out the subreddit if you want to see what all those Redditors are talking about. But if you want to hear my opinion on it, stick right here and let's talk about these Dokkan Awakens real fast. So 10 brand new. They're not brand new cards. They're actually fairly old cards, but they are all getting Dokkan Awakens. We're going to talk about 2 in specific at the very end, or not very end, but closer to the end of this video, because I want to kind of dive into why I think that happened. But let's hop in, let's talk about this. So the first one up here in the top left-hand corner, getting a Dokkan Awaken, is the physical Kid Goku Great Ape card. I'm excited to see this happen because I pulled probably about 5 of him on the JP version, a couple of him on the global version, if I remember correctly, and he takes 7 world tournament medals. So that's not too hard to come by. As long as you do decent in the local ranking and everything else, you'll have plenty of those to Dokkan Awaken him. So I'm ready to see what these Dokkan Awakens do, and we'll talk about that in a minute as well. So let's get through all of these. Let's kind of talk about all these real quickly. The Strength Android 17, which I also have several of on both my global and my JP version, takes 35 of the Perfect Cell medals. So like I said, let's get through these and I'll come back and I'll talk about it in a second. We got a Strength Bojack, a free-to-play unit getting Dokkan Awaken from the Bojack story event. I believe it's like the Galactic story event. But anyways, taking 12 of the Bojack medals. Then Super Android 13, the tech one that you farm the medals for throughout the story event, getting a Dokkan Awaken from the Dokkan Battlefield mode. So a little bit harder to get his medals, especially if you don't have a ton of SSRs. It's definitely a bit harder to get those medals. So we'll talk about it in a second. We'll talk about it in a second. Then we have the physical Super Saiyan God Goku getting a Dokkan Awaken. 5 Beerus medals will Dokkan Awaken him, so not too bad on that. The SSG AGL Gohan getting a Dokkan Awaken. One of my first SSRs. I think within the first, it was either my second or my third SSR on this entire game. First, of course, being the Intelligence Golden Frieza. I say of course, but if you guys have watched the Q&A or watched many of my Dokkan Battle videos, you guys will know that was one of my first SSRs I pulled. Then the Future Trunks, the free-to-play Future Trunks, getting a Dokkan Awaken. 35 of the Spirit Sword 50 Stamina INT Trunks event. The Intelligent Super Saiyan God Goku, which takes 12 of the Beerus medals from the Battle of the Gods story. The Tech Whis getting a Dokkan Awaken, which it takes 12 of those. And then probably my most excited one, because I love this card so much, the Intelligent Super Saiyan Goku, which requires 7 of the LR Goku medals to Dokkan Awaken. The reason why I love that, if you guys have been on the channel for even a couple months, you will notice that back in the day on my Heroes team, I was running him to kind of supplement my Intelligence Spirit Sword Trunks, the kind of nuker, to change some more of the orbs on the battlefield to Intelligence. And plus, he just honestly linked up well and fit in well, and he's a stunner. And I actually really like that team. I should go back to running that team every now and then. So anyways, I enjoyed running that team a bunch. So let's talk about why I kept talking about the medals here. I'm ready to see the difference, and if there is one, between something like the free-to-play Bojack that just takes 12 Bojack medals, as opposed to the Android 17 and the free-to-play Trunks that both take 35 medals from a 50 stamina event. I'm ready to see if there is any sort of difference there. Also, the Super Android 13 taking 7 Dokkan Battlefield medals, which is clearly harder to obtain than say the 12 medals you need for Bojack from his story event, the 5 Beerus medals you need for the Super Saiyan God physical Goku. There's definitely a big difference in difficulty of obtaining those, time in obtaining those. And so I'm ready to see if that makes a difference on these Dokkan Awakens. Now, it is worth noting, we'll try and keep this video at least a little bit shorter than normal, because we don't know what these guys look like when they Dokkan Awaken. That is in meaning of we don't really know what their card art's going to look like. We can kind of tell from the AGL Gohan. It shows him off there in the center of the screen. But we don't know about the others. And also in that same thing, we don't know what their links are going to be, what kind of updated links they're going to receive, what kind of updated passives, super attack abilities, leader skills, and all of that. So that's why we won't focus too much on this, but the one thing I wanted to talk about in more detail, besides just the difference between the difficulty of obtaining these medals, is the fact that the physical and the intelligent Super Saiyan God Gokus are getting Dokkan Awakens. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that a Super Saiyan God Dokkan Festival is off the table, does that mean that we may never get a another Super Saiyan God? No, I don't think so. Matter of fact, I think it may actually confirm that we will, because they picked the physical one, which I said probably wouldn't get a Dokkan Awaken to begin with, and that does appear to be the truth. Yes, he is going to get a Dokkan Awaken, but from his own story event, not from an actual Dokkan Festival. So I mean, obviously the difference here is had he got a Dokkan Awaken from a Super Saiyan God Dokkan Festival banner and everything else, an event, his links and his probably Dokkan Awaken would have been stronger than it is based off of just 5 Beerus medals from this Battle of God story event. Same thing goes for the intelligence one. And this is why there's a pro and a con to this. The pro is that we are getting a Dokkan Awaken for 2 of the Super Saiyan Gods. That's pretty awesome. The con is that when they do, assuming they will eventually do a Super Saiyan God Dokkan Festival, he will not get a Dokkan Awaken from that Dokkan Festival. He will already been Dokkan Awakened, and the intelligence one of the 3 that we currently have is probably the weakest anyways. And on top of that, I really like the intelligence one. I really, really do. So I would like to have seen him get a Dokkan Awaken via a Dokkan Festival and it been a much stronger Dokkan Awaken. Now, I'm saying this all preliminary. We don't know. It may end up being an incredibly awesome Dokkan Awaken, but given the fact that it will be from the Battle of the God story event, he will most likely, and I could not anywhere near see him getting Fierce Battle. You know, a link like Fierce Battle is incredibly important when you're running it on a team. That plus 15% to attack is pretty incredible. So we probably won't be seeing him getting that link, and that's a con, because he probably won't get a Dokkan Awaken if they ever do a Super Saiyan God Dokkan Festival, and I imagine they will. That is a very beloved transformation, a very beloved, you know, 3 very beloved cards, including the physical. And I always kind of forget about the physical. I don't forget about it, but I do. I just don't really mention him because not too many people run him. Even free-to-play people don't really run him. So anyways, that's why I wanted to talk about that for a second. I do still believe deep down that we will get a Dokkan Festival for Super Saiyan God. I just hate now that the intelligence and the strength one will get Dokkan Awakens more than likely, but from an actual Dokkan Festival with an actual Super Saiyan God, 50 stamina, maybe even 60 stamina event by that time, and will be probably incredibly more powerful than this intelligence one will be. Now, right now, they may make the intelligence one more powerful than the non-Dokkan strength and AGL one, but we'll definitely just have to wait and see. Anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about at the end of this video. That's what I was referencing, is the fact that I still believe there will be a Super Saiyan God Dokkan Festival. I'm excited that both of these are getting Dokkan Awakens right now, but I am excited to see what they might do with the Super Saiyan God transformation in the future on Dokkan Battle. Guys, if you are new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, consider the like button as well. I'm a little bit late on this video. I wanted to get this out a little bit earlier, but I ended up passing out for like 15 hours and got behind on my content creating. So my bad, guys, my bad. Anyways, you guys have a great day. Keep on keeping on. Nanogenix here, signing off. We will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.